10. Anxiety and panic attack myths debunked. Panic attacks and anxiety are the same thing. It goes without saying that both anxiety and panic attacks are difficult to deal with. It isn't actually unheard of that people out there experience a panic attack which doesn't lead to an anxiety disorder. Anxiety is more of an umbrella term, which can encompass panic disorder, generalized anxiety disorder, obsessive compulsive disorder, and more. Anxiety is a future fear, whether you're anxious about something happening in the next 5 seconds or weeks down the line. A panic attack is a sudden, uncontrollable onset of fear and sensations. You immediately feel a loss of control of your body. Panic attacks can, at times, last for a few minutes or a few hours, whereas anxiety can exist indefinitely if left untreated. A panic attack can make you pass out. Now this one isn't a myth as such. It's more a case of us setting the record straight. A large amount of literature on the internet suggests that people cannot pass out or faint whilst experiencing a panic attack, while others suggest that passing out is highly unlikely. It's the second of these statements with which we tend to agree. The most common reason a person would experience fainting is due to a drop in heart rate and blood pressure. And during a panic attack, your body will usually see a rise in both heart rate and blood pressure, making fainting highly unlikely. However, there is much evidence online to support the fact that fainting does occur occasionally during panic. Anxiety is not a real illness. Some anxiety is natural. It can even be helpful. We might experience it before exams, presentations, during job interviews. We might experience it when we try something new. It can also motivate us. When anxiety is considered a disorder, when it starts to cause impairment in everyday life, not only can anxiety cause behavioural and psychological symptoms, it can produce physical symptoms. These include stomach problems, dizziness, chills, increased heartbeat, chest pain, trouble breathing, headaches, muscle tension, insomnia. Anxiety disorders are classed as a mental illness. Someone with anxiety should avoid situations that cause stress. Showing avoidance behaviours might seem like a good way to reduce anxiety, but it's not as easy as it sounds, and it's certainly not an effective method to progress. Developing the habit of avoiding the things that you know cause anxiety and stress, like crowds of people, open spaces, supermarkets, or spiders, simply reinforces the anxiety disorder. Effective anxiety treatment usually involves gradually and safely exposing you to the source of your anxiety so that you can learn to cope with it and not avoid. Anxiety disorders aren't very common. According to the statistics, almost 1 in 5 people experience some form of an anxiety disorder in any given year. And although millions of us live with some form of anxiety, it's not uncommon to feel as though you're the only one who does. This kind of thinking is understandable, considering that some anxiety disorders, such as OCD and social anxiety, can truly isolate people. If you think about it, you might never actually encounter someone with a similar disorder until you seek treatment. Social anxiety is the same as being shy. Having social anxiety and being shy are very different. Shyness and introversion are personality traits. People with these traits may have difficulty talking to people they don't know. However, they don't experience the excessive, persistent anxiety and discomfort associated with social anxiety. People suffering with a social anxiety disorder can experience a significant amount of fear, embarrassment, or humiliation in social situations, to the point where the person avoids these type of situations completely, or, if they're feeling really brave, they endure them consistently with a high level of distress. While many people with social anxiety disorder are shy, shyness is not a prerequisite for social anxiety disorder. Having a panic attack can lead to a heart attack. Panic attacks can be extremely frightening experiences. Sufferers commonly feel breathless, have chest pain, rapid heartbeat. It's very common to feel like you're going to die because your heart is beating so fast. But although you might feel as though you're going to die, during a panic attack, you're not in any physical danger. All these symptoms are caused by the release of hormones in your body, such as adrenaline. Unless there is an underlying physical condition, it's highly unlikely that a panic attack alone will have any lasting effect on your physical health. If you need further reassurance, see your GP so that he or she can rule out any physical cause for your symptoms. The only way to treat anxiety is with medication. Although medications are commonly recommended for the treatment of anxiety, they only provide a temporary solution and do not address the cause of the issue. Effective methods of treatment include cognitive behavior therapy, which is based around changing your thinking and your attitude and responses to your thoughts, your behaviors and beliefs and problem solving, or exposure therapy, a form of treatment that exposes someone to the feared object, situations, or context in a safe, simulated environment. And lifestyle changes and coping techniques such as diet, exercise, relaxation, meditation, mindfulness, support, counselling, and breathing exercises. Anxiety will get better over time if I just wait it out. No, it won't. The average person with an anxiety disorder probably waits about 10 years to seek anxiety treatment. Those who are still able to work and function well enough often delay getting help, hoping the anxiety will get better on its own. But the reality is that this very rarely happens. In fact, the situation could even worsen over time. Furthermore, statistics show that around 60% of people with an anxiety disorder also have some degree of depression, which usually requires treatment as well. People with anxiety could just snap out of it if they really wanted to. To those who don't have an anxiety disorder or out of proportion concerns about meeting new people, being left alone, being in closed spaces, avoiding germs, can seem ridiculous. So it's not uncommon for them to directly or indirectly suggest that it's time for you to simply snap out of it. But there is no magic bullet for this. People who say that don't really understand the degree to which someone is experiencing anxiety. Because of the vicious cycle of anxiety, fear and worry lead to avoidance of the subject, which then further strengthens the fear and worry. Overcoming anxiety may require professional help rather than trying to go it alone. It's always a good idea to investigate the different options with regards to anxiety treatments. We suggest to start by looking into CBT with a dedicated anxiety specialist. Being able to separate myth from reality is an important part of understanding mental health issues, like anxiety. Knowledge helps break down stigma, which enables help seeking and tolerance. Remember to subscribe, like this video, share this video. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again next time.